everyone, it's Sophie,
Catherine,
Grammy,
and Isa
from Georgetown Cupcake. We're here on New Year's Eve and we're going to be baking our Strawberry Champagne Sparkler Cupcake Parfaits. We're going to show you how to make them. It's a really fun dessert to make for New Year's Eve, or really just to celebrate the New Year in general. Are you guys ready to get started?
I am ready.
You guys go party for a bit. Catherine and I are going to bake the cupcakes and we're going to call you when we're ready to make the parfaits, okay?
Yeah.
we are all dressed up with nowhere to go except bake tonight.
Yep.
So let's get started.
Let's get started.
For the cupcakes, you'll need the following ingredients: a half cup of fresh strawberries, 1/2 cup of sparkling apple juice or champagne, 2½ cups of all-purpose flour, 2½ teaspoons of baking powder, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, 8 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 1 3/4 cups of sugar, 2 large eggs, 2 1/4 teaspoons of pure vanilla extract, and 1 1/4 cups of whole milk. For the champagne buttercream frosting, you'll need the following ingredients: 16 tablespoons of unsalted butter, 4 cups of confectioner's sugar, 1 teaspoon of pure vanilla extract, 1 teaspoon of whole milk, 1/8 teaspoon of salt, 1/2 cup of good champagne or sparkling apple juice. To make the strawberry champagne parfaits, you'll need the following: 24 fresh strawberries, 1 cup of good champagne or sparkling apple juice, 1 cup of ganache or hot fudge, and some champagne flute.
Okay, so let's get started.
Okay, the first thing we want to do is preheat our oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Then we're going to take a mini cupcake pan, and instead of lining it with cupcake liners like we usually do, we're going to actually just grease the pan or spray with some cooking spray and set it aside, because for this recipe we're actually going to put the cupcakes right into our champagne glasses, so we don't need any wrappers this time. So we're going to do that and set it aside.
Have our crystal beautiful, it's like a disco ball almost. Isn't it great for, it's like the ball that falls in Times Square.
It's perfect for New Year's Eve baking.
Okay, so what I'm gonna do, I have my stand mixer here. I'm gonna add my 8 tablespoons of unsalted butter to my mixer. You know, and I don't typically bake in sequins, but because it is New Year's Eve, you know, gotta break out the sequin.
Who knows if we'll make it to midnight. I rarely actually do these past, but when you have young kids, like, it's really hard to stay up that late.
Okay, so I'm creaming together the butter and I'm gonna add my sugar.
We want to cream this together for about 3 to 5 minutes till it's light and fluffy.
Looks good, looking good.
Good.
Okay, so what we're gonna do is I have our dry ingredients in this bowl. I have our flour that I'm just using a little whisk to sift.
And we're going to add the baking powder and the salt and sift it all together, just like that.
All right.
We'll set that aside.
Okay.
Okay.
That looks good.
This is good,
That's
yeah.
good. Okay, so now I'm gonna add the eggs.
Okay.
Who wants to crack them?
You can crack them.
Knew you were gonna say that.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna add our eggs one at a time. I'm gonna put the mixer on low speed. 1 and 2.
Looks good.
Now, while this is combining, I need to ask Sophie if she has any New Year's resolutions. None? Mine was to be a better sister.
Okay. Okay, I'll try to be nicer to Catherine. My New Year's resolution is to be nicer to Catherine.
Okay, so now I'm gonna have my pure vanilla extract. I'm gonna add this to my milk. And then we are going to combine our dry and our wet together. Just go very slowly. There's no need to rush and just dump everything in a mixer. A lot of it has to do with the technique that you use too. So technique is so important when you're baking, don't you think?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Before you put it in,
I'll add the milk.
so I'm adding my dry ingredients, 1/3 of them.
Followed by 1/3 of the milk.
And then another 1/3.
The last thing we do together as a family in 2021 is bake together.
And the first thing we do as a family in the new year is bake together. You can use champagne in this recipe, or if you don't want to use champagne, you're going to make it kid-friendly, you can definitely use sparkling apple juice, or we actually have this sparkling tea that we actually love to use too. It's like a delicious champagne, but
Non-alcoholic.
non-alcoholic.
Perfectly kid-friendly. But again, if you like sparkling apple cider, that's a perfect substitute as well. So whatever
Or if you like really
do
good
not hit
champagne.
me, Catherine. I'm so paranoid. Oh my gosh. This is
Okay.
Woo! 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 Okay. Do not.
Happy New Year.
Yes.
Oh my
Okay.
God, it is!
Oh my gosh. Oh!
Okay. So we have our sparkling tea. We're going to add this to the batter. It smells so good.
Yeah. And then we have our diced strawberries, and we're gonna add these in and just fold it just until they're combined. You don't want to get them too crushed in there. You want to have them just lightly combine.
We have fresh. You could use frozen.
Yep.
But you know what? We like to use fresh ingredients. So it's always better if you can get the fresh. Okay, so this looks great.
So we're ready to scoop our batter into the cupcake pan.
Oh my god, this looks so amazing. I have my small ice cream scoop and I'm gonna scoop in each little well here.
So we're gonna bake these mini cupcakes in the oven for about 10 minutes. You wanna bake mini cupcakes for less time than regular cupcakes because they're smaller and you want them to dry out. So start checking with the toothpick around 10 minutes. If the toothpick comes out clean, you know they're done. And just remember when you take the cupcakes out of the oven, they're gonna continue to bake in the pan as they cool. So it's always better to err on the side of slightly under baking them so that way they're not gonna be dry when they're completely cooled. Okay, looks great. We'll put these in the oven.
Let's do it. I got that in the oven to go. Isa, do you have any New Year's resolutions?
No.
Don't you love it that we're all dressed up with nowhere to go?
Yeah.
So we're back and we're ready to make our strawberry champagne sparkler parfaits. You guys ready?
Champagne?
Yes.
We're getting fancy.
Well, we're not going to use champagne. We're going to use sparkling tea, non-alcoholic, no alcohol.
No.
Yes. But it looks like champagne. It looks like
When you're
champagne.
older, you can have champagne.
Yes. Okay.
When
So our
tea
mini
is warm.
cupcakes are in the oven. So we're just going to drop a mini cupcake in the bottom of each of our champagne flutes,
Excuse me.
just like that, just like that.
Squeeze me.
We're going to add
Cupcake champagne.
a little dollop of frosting.
All the way around.
Yep.
I'll give these delicious sliced strawberries, and what we're gonna do with them, we're gonna add a little bit
Sparkling
of
tea.
sparkling tea, or you could do apple cider,
Or champagne.
or champagne. And we're gonna just add a little bit
Whoa.
to soak it.
Bubbles.
Look at them bubble. Let them soak. Let them soak.
Grammy, do you have any New Year's resolutions? What's your New Year's resolution?
To be as good a Grammy as possible.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Oh, that's a nice one. To
Okay.
be as good a Grammy as. What's your New Year's?
Be the best cat mom ever.
Cat mom.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, she's a good cat
yeah.
mom.
I want to be the best mom, sister, and aunt. And daughter, I guess. Okay. Okay, we drop a slice in. A couple slices in each.
Champagne strawberry, a couple
But
champagne.
non-champagne. These are
And me.
and we've got some hot fudge, and you can use chocolate
I didn't
ganache.
cut the bottom.
If you want to use chocolate ganache,
Can we put more strawberries in?
Oh, that's a lot. That's a lot of strawberries.
so you can use chocolate ganache or hot fudge. If you want to make our chocolate ganache, you just need 1 cup of chocolate chips and half a cup of heavy cream. Mix them together on low heat until the chocolate chips are all melted. And you've got some chocolate ganache. We're gonna use hot fudge for this one, and we're gonna squeeze some.
Squeeze.
Right?
Ooh,
Cover
yummy.
it all up.
So, do you want to know? Do you guys want to know an interesting fact?
What?
We actually made this recipe with Oprah Winfrey. Our grandmother loved Oprah, and she would watch her show every single day. And so it's kind of crazy that we were able to bake with Oprah on one of her last shows. Isn't that kind of amazing? I always say if our grandmother was in heaven and watching right now, she'd be so happy and proud because that used to be her favorite show.
Ooh, that looks so good.
Okay.
Ooh, wait, don't forget the fireworks on
Okay,
top.
exactly.
Oh, look at that.
Wow.
Look at these.
Yeah.
They look like the fireworks are going off.
Wow.
Can I
That's
put this
beautiful,
one in,
yes.
Isa?
Yeah, I
Okay.
put that one.
Can I?
This looks like,
so pretty.
this is so pretty. It's so festive looking.
So delicious.
Okay, guys, who wants to sing the song, Mommy?
I'm not
May old acquaintance be forgot and never
Please stop.
to lie.
Mine.
Like.
Share it all across. And days of
Old
old.
Lang Syne? Lang Syne. What does old Lang Syne mean?
Are ready to taste our sparkler cupcakes.
And we've already broken our New Year's resolution. Isa, this is yours.
And I'll get this one.
And I
Okay.
get this one. Okay, everyone, let's
Let's
cheers.
cheers.
Let's
Happy
cheers.
New Year.
May everyone have a very sweet 2022. Happy New Year's, everyone.
Happy New
cheers.
Year's.
Here's to
Cheers.
good health, family, friends, and lots of baking in the new year.
And may 2022 be super sweet.
Oh, wow. Mm. Did you get the strawberry? Did you get all three together?
Yeah.
All three together. Oh my gosh, it's so good. Should all acquaintance
Should old acquaintance
be forgot and
Wait
never
up.
brought to life? May old acquaintance be. 1, 2, 3, go.
Okay.
Should old acquaintance be forgot and never brought to mind? Should old acquaintance be forgot in days of old lang syne?
For all the Alongside, my dear, for all lakeside, we'll talk
we
about
literally don't know the lyrics in the song.
kindness.
Bye everyone. See you next year.